Welcome to video for number 9 of the Chapter 8 review. Letter A says, solve 3x squared minus 4x plus 6 equals 0. Now it says we can use a calculator, so there's some different methods you could use. I'm going to look here. First of all, it's quadratic, so we usually check to see if quadratics factor. In this case here, since we're doing 3x squared minus 4x plus 6 equals 0, okay, it doesn't look like we have any common factors there. So with this one here, I would probably just go ahead and even try, if I'm going to factor it, try to use the box and diamond here. So we'll set up our area model there. Put our 3x squared here, our positive 6. The product of those is going to be 18x squared. And then we'll put our negative 4x down here. And there 18 factors of 18 that add to negative 4, that's not going to happen. So this does not factor, which means we're going to have to end up using our quadratic formula. So remember, our quadratic formula is x equals the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2 times a. So in this case, we know that, right, A is 3, B is negative 4, and C is 6. So we'll take it here and set it up. Let's see, X is going to equal the opposite of negative 4 plus or minus the square root of, we've got negative 4 squared minus 4 times 3 times 6 all over 2 times 3. All right, now we'll just take it here. Let's just simplify it down. This would become a 4 plus or minus. And inside our radical, we'd have a positive 16 minus, what is that? 12 times 6 would be 72. Right now it's all over 6. Well, 16 minus 72, I believe negative 56. I hope that's right. So we're thinking about square root of negative 56, right? So we're going to have to take this and simplify this down a little bit more, right? So let's see. We know there's going to be an I in there. So we have 4 plus or minus. So this would be like a negative 1 times factors of 56. What? 8 and 7. That doesn't do much for us. So we're going to be looking at 4 and 14. So when we're doing that there, that's going to become a 2i radical 14 all over 6. And we can even simplify that here. I know it says we can use a calculator, but let's simplify it here. We've got 4 over 6 plus or minus 2i radical 14 over 6, which is going to give us 2/3 plus or minus, let's see, radical 14 over 3i, or you can put the I in front of the radical too. It doesn't matter. I was just running it in this, we talked about a little bit, the a plus bi form, since it's an imaginary root. Or I should say they are imaginary roots, right? Because there's 2. They come in pairs. So really, I don't know why. I guess it's on the calculator portion too, but you really don't need it if you're writing it down like this. Now, letter B is going to ask you, what do the solutions tell you about the graph? Well, if the roots are complex, we know that this parabola will not touch the x-axis. Okay, because its roots are complex. So let's see here. Let's check it here. I guess we could use our calculator to check it. Let's get out your calculator. You can use whatever you have at home, or you can use the Desmos one there. Let's see. All right, so let's go in here and let's just graph it. Let's clear that. I think those were all from the other day. And let's just go ahead and type in there 3x squared minus 4x plus 6. And we hit graph there. You see that's why our roots are complex, because you see our x-axis down below, and our parabola here does not ever make it down to the x-axis. Awesome. All right, so that is problem number 9 from the Chapter 8 review. If you have additional questions on this one, please reach out to me.